Hey WordPress fans, in this quick tutorial I'm going to show you how to install WordPress with cPanel. Now most cPanels come with the Softaculous auto installer, which is a piece of software that automatically helps you set up and install a lot of different third-party platforms, and one of those is WordPress. So the first thing that we'll need to do is log into your cPanel. This might be slightly different depending on which hosting company that you are using. Everything in this example will use SiteGround, but your cPanel, once you log into it, should look very similar to this one. The first step is we're going to look for auto installers and we're going to find Softaculous. Go ahead and click on that. Now you might see WordPress right away as one of the top scripts to install. If you don't see it right here on this first page, you can come up to this search bar and search for WordPress, and it should take you right to the WordPress software. From here, we want to click on the blue Install button. Now before we finish the installation of WordPress, we just have to go through a few options and provide a little bit more information. Choosing your protocol. If your site already is going to be using SSL, then you can go ahead and set this to use either HTTPS or HTTPS with the W's. There's really not a strong case one way or the other. I prefer to go without the W's because there really isn't any benefit. If your site is not using an SSL certificate, then you can leave this to just regular HTTP. However, I would highly advise that you do use an SSL certificate and choose your HTTPS here in this option. For your domain, you should have a list of all of the domains that are added in your cPanel. For this specific instance, we only have one. You may have a few. Just choose the domain name that you want to use. Directory, we're just going to leave that blank and install WordPress in the default home directory. Site name, just give your website a name. Usually this is your business or company name. For the description, you can add in an optional tagline here if you have one, or simply just leave it blank. Check this box right here if you want to enable multi-site. For us, we're going to leave it unchecked and just do a regular WordPress install. The admin account, this is actually what we'll use to log into WordPress. So go ahead and create an admin username, then give yourself a password and also put in an admin email address. Next up, choose your language. Then you have the option to install one of two plugins that SiteGround is recommending here. However, there is really no need to install either one right now. You can always install plugins later once you've finished installing WordPress. So I like to just leave these two unchecked and install plugins once I'm ready and starting to actually build the site. Same thing goes for choosing a theme. I like to leave this to set to none, and we'll install some themes on our own once WordPress is installed. The final piece is some advanced options. You can leave these to their default as what they are currently set at. I like to make a couple of changes to these two options. One thing I like to do here with the database name is I try to put something that more closely resembles the name of my site or the domain that I'm using. So for this instance, my domain name is organizemevip.com. So I'm going to use organize as the database name. Table prefix. Some people will tell you from a security standpoint that it's good not to use WP_. However, that doesn't really provide much of a security benefit, and for the sake of if we ever need to move this site in the future, and just to keep things a little bit simpler, I like to choose WP_, which is the default table prefix for our database. Backup location, we're just going to leave that set to default. And then the final step to install WordPress is to click the install button. You'll see some information here that cPanel is just checking all of the information you provided and they're setting things up for you. So this could take just a minute or two. In my case, it took about 15 to 20 seconds and everything was installed successfully and we're all ready to go. So this page also presents us with the domain name of our website as well as the administration URL for logging in and managing our site. And that's all there is to installing WordPress with cPanel. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll try to help you out. And you also might be interested in some of these other videos. Thanks for watching.